Right, guys, I was cleaning up my cards and putting them away, and had finished doing readings, but my team often talk about unsolved crimes and that sort of thing, but I would like to tell you what they told me. This is a missing persons report. This boy, I'm going to guess he's probably about 10 to 12 maybe. Maybe a little older. He's just really, I think he's quite small for his age. His hair is very, very blonde. It looks like his mother has cut his hair. He has that sort of bowl haircut that was popular in the 90's. Like a skater dude haircut kind of deal. He's in a community somewhere. He's from this community that it doesn't look like he has any friends. There doesn't seem to be really any children in this community. This looks like a drilling oil fields is what looks like he's surrounding this trailer park, and that anybody who lives in this place is working for the oil fields. It just seems to be a single mother with this one boy. I think he went missing in the 90's, early 90's probably, late 80's, early 90's, maybe mid 90's, no later than that. 91, 92 looks like, from his clothing and his haircut. I know this is an odd one, but I just feel that this is really important to get this out there. This kid went missing. They never found his body. They never found anything about him. They never found, he was missing. I think he's still a missing person and an open case. They haven't closed the case because he was a child at the time as well. His bicycle, he went off to ride his bicycle, is the last time his mother saw him. I do want to pull some cards on this as well. His mother saw him last riding away on his bicycle. His bicycle was quite knobbly tires. It looks like it's kind of quite low to the ground. It's a small bicycle, small but chunky, like a little miniature a little miniature mountain bike almost. It was orange, like bright orange and black was the bicycle. I see him being... This is where it gets difficult. I really don't mean any disrespect. It's just that I just feel that this is important. And like I said, my team give me messages like this all the time. It's just, I don't know. I felt like I had to share this. So he gets picked up by somebody I feel that worked for a mining company or for a drilling company, and very transient person. Sounds cliche, but it looks like this bloke has a van, an 80's model van. It's black and blue lines down it, or blue trim, or blue. It's black and blue. It's black and blue, like a bruise. That's appropriate, really. Bobby or Bob, something. I think the kid's name might be Bobby. Bobby. Because it doesn't sound like, Bobby. Now, there's not a whole lot of anything out there. It's pretty flat. It's pretty, the soil is dust. It's like sandy, dusty dust. So we're probably talking I feel like it's West Texas. From the looks of it, it looks like West Texas to me. And this trailer park is near nothing. Actually, this trailer park is near nothing. There's just nothing out there but oil wells. And there's a road. There's a packed dirt road, a farm road. There's a ranch on this road that their sign is got blue on it somewhere. There's something about a flame or a fire. That could be the name. That could have to do with the name of the ranch, or maybe there's a fire there at some point. But it almost looks like an eternal flame, almost. Like you've got those like eternal flames. They do them for like memorials and things. This ranch One of the first letters of this ranch is as an S. It's a very distinctive S. It's like the ends of it almost extend too far. Almost, it makes it look like a swirl. It's a distinctive sign. It's wooden. It's been carved. You can see the lines in it where it's been carved, like the ridges in it. He's near this ranch, or he's on this ranch, on this land. This place is huge. But he's near the road. He's not that far from the road. It looks to be a pond, but it's very, very deep, this pond. If you're looking at it, you know, it looks fairly small, but it's really deep. Like the water looks black almost. At one point, there must have been a golden retriever that lived near there. Or on the ranch, maybe. The road. When they plow the snow, you've got that big mound of snow that goes. It's like that, but with this sandy soil. It's really, really dusty, and that it right beside the road, it's like this mound of dirt, and then it goes down into this ditch, where I suspect if it rains, that becomes quite torrential. If you get the downpours or the monsoon season, and then it evens out. He's on that road. He's off that. You know, There's no pull off. It's a side road. It looks like a service road, maybe. The guy who took him had his hair sort of slicked back into a ponytail. Always looked a bit greasy. He's not local. He's not from that area. Montana, maybe, that area. It was just a chance meeting. He didn't stalk this kid or anything. It just kind of happened, really. He did the whole offering him a ride somewhere. Let's put your bike in the back of the van kind of thing. And Bobby, because he lived very rurally, didn't have the, I think that's what this kid's name is. He didn't have the social interactions. You know, he wasn't told as such not to talk to strangers, or, you know, it was everybody kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's a naivety of the mother and of this child. I'm just curious. I just want to pull a couple cards to see what they have to say. Team, do you want to give me anything about this on the cards? I'm just going to pull a couple and see what we get. Yeah, weirdly, that bowl haircut, that page boy haircut, that's what I see him having, although his hair is really, really blonde. Tell me about this boy, Bobby, please. Tell me about this boy. Yeah, someone stole him away, betrayed him. But I feel that this has been under judgment. Now, whether this is a cold case or not, a boy going missing, you know, is going to cause some level of judgment. Damn straight. And quite rightly. I think they assumed that he had misadventured, that he had come to his demise for... No, they thought it was suspicious. They did think it was suspicious. And they actually thought that it was... They had their suspicions that they knew who did it. They just didn't really have any evidence to support that. But I don't think this guy stuck around afterwards. You know, you could check employment records of oil drilling places. There's loads of them out there. Who left around the time that this boy disappeared. You know, check employment records. That could be a way to find him. He's near a pond. Shallow grave, they said. But nobody really goes out there. This property is so big that people don't really go down these they don't cover the whole area. And this is tucked away somewhere that's not really on the foot travel. It's not traveled. Nobody ever goes there. It's a service road off that road that I described. And the service road, I think, goes back to what looks like yeah, it is. It's one of those nodding donkey things, but it's not running and hasn't been running in a long time. It looks old. It looks really, really old, and it's not moving, and it hasn't moved in a long time. Pure luck on his part, really. Although no one saw him. No one really saw him for going out there that day. This is actually quite a nice community. You know, there's not a whole lot of crime. There's not there's not crime, really. This is something that kind of shook everybody. It hit them hard. You know, it hit the whole community hard. This is definitely something that if you know who this is, you would know who this is. Oh, let me grab a card. Well, I think this is going to come out. I think that this is going to be exposed. I think that somehow there will be some level of exposure. You know, I don't know how they're going to find this kid. But I think they need to. For the mother... Is the mother still alive? She is still alive. His mother is still alive. His father took off when he was about 2, funnily enough. I looked down and saw the 2. He was a horrible, horrible man. Abusive. Controlling. But despite that, the mother did walk away. She did take her tower moment and she walked away. She wasn't going to fight with this guy anymore. And she lived a fairly quiet, withdrawn life. But they were happy. You know, the two of them were quite happy. She worked in a diner, by the looks of it. She's got a uniform on. Looks like the old diner uniforms. It's green. It's like mint green is the uniform. And his mother is actually a very strong woman. You know, she had been through a lot. Is there anything you can tell me about where this boy is? I think this has absolutely destroyed this woman. You know, she's now just destroyed her. It has absolutely destroyed her. And as it would, you know, she's grieving for a child who went missing. I want to see. So, yeah. Trust your intuition. You're so close. maybe it's gonna, you know, this traditionally means coming in fast as well. So maybe this guy, maybe something exposes him. Maybe he exposes himself. That's kind of what I'm feeling that he's going to do. After all this time, he feels that, you know, he's safe. And he hasn't not told anyone. There are people that he told, bragging about this crime. The guy who perpetrated it, the guy with the van, which he doesn't have anymore. Yeah, transient lifestyle, they just said. He's about 12 miles away from this trailer park. Oil rigs. 12 miles away. What else? Anything else? Yeah. That was a wrong one. Yeah, police. So the police were called. Yeah. The police were called, but they didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue to chase. They didn't have anything to follow. They didn't, you know, there was a basic sweep of the area, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't hundreds of people going out and looking for this boy. It was more a token looking for him, really. They just didn't really know what to do. Maybe this guy was a soldier at some point, so maybe he has military records. It was the death. Outdoors. He watched him die. He watched this boy die. You see, this prison. I feel that he is, this guy who killed this boy, I feel like he is in prison and he's talking shit. And he's trying to be the big man in prison, and I feel that he is confessing. So, you know, patience, because this. Anything else? I know this is a weird one, but I felt like I had to do this. Yeah, wearing a mask. Maybe he was wearing a mask at the time. Like a bandana across his face. I mean, it's very dusty. He could you know, justify that. But he could never be taken at face value. This guy is not. He was never to be trusted. He was never to be trusted. And he gave people a very uneasy feeling. The people who worked with him, wherever he worked, gave them a very uneasy feeling. There's a fake laugh, you know, that could be part of this uncomfortable awkwardness around this guy. And she moved there because saving money. The saving money card keeps coming out, but it's something that has to do with him. It has something to do with him. I don't know. Maybe he saved money by having this transient life, because the oil rigs paid really well, but he really didn't have any overheads. He didn't have any rent, or he lived out of his van. Can you tell, like, court system? Can you tell me can you show me anything else about where he is? Where this boy is? A very long, straight road. Maybe a bridge, a metal bridge, but way further down. But it's on that same road. Like one of the ones that are like industrial looking bridges with the big rivets, and you know, it's not yeah, it's not an older bridge, actually. It's not an older bridge. Maybe it was a replacement bridge. 70s, 80s, maybe. Not old. What else? Well, they've just shown me, you know, Lady Justice. So I really do feel that there's some level of justice going to come in for this. Like I said, I feel that this guy is in prison and he's talking shit. Now, whether or not his cellmate is taking it seriously, I don't really think he is, actually. I really don't think he is. I think he's just thinking, he's just talking shit. But there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. There's a lot of truth interwoven with all these lies. Anything else you can tell me about where he is? The boy. Oh, that's a weird thing to see. Are there even frogs in West Texas? I mean, there is this pond thing. I just wouldn't think of West Texas having amphibians. Frogs. Maybe that's the name of something. Frog pond or frog or... Service road. This is just down. It's just down from this service road, and this nodding donkey that doesn't work anymore. Is there anything else you want to add to this team? Yeah. Well, I hope they find him. I hope they find him for the mother's sake, so she can bury her boy, and give him, I don't know, some last dignity, I guess. I'm very sorry about this message. I don't know. I just felt like it was necessary to do this. I just felt like it was just necessary to tap into this, because, and like I said, they give me messages like this all the time. It's just, they were pretty insistent this morning, and I just don't really, I didn't want to ignore something that may be helpful to somebody. This guy travels. Violation. Yep. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for, you know, and you might know who this is. Maybe you're from West Texas and you've heard the story. Maybe you know who I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how helpful or unhelpful this is, but, yeah, that's... All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening.